Welcome to Theater Corner. I'm your host, Michael Taylor. Theater Corner is created as an ongoing effort to create more diverse interest and involvement in the theater scene. This episode is brought to you by our very generous sponsors, the Westgate Hotel. Today's episode, our guest is Wrekless Watson, local San Diego actor. How are you doing, brother? Welcome to Theater
Great.
Corner.
Thank you.
This is a long time coming interview. Finally done trap you down here and got you here in the director's seat. And you're very welcome to be here. It's quite exciting to sit here across from you. I'm used to just sitting in the theater seats and watch you do your thing on the stage, but you're quite crafty, with your talents. And so, but before we talk about Wrekless Watson, the actor, let's talk a little bit about Wrekless Watson, the artistic director, because you're the artistic director for Neo Soul Tuesdays.
Yes, Neo Soul Tuesdays is a open mic, spoken word, lounge, relaxed, just awesome event here in San Diego. That's been going on for 7 years. Now we are downtown San Diego at Atomic nightclub. We have live band, live art, live DJ, host. We've had award-winning hosts come through, and it's just a wonderful feel where you can come and get your feel of live music and live art, but also get your feel of a nightclub scene later on in the evening as well. So we try to combine the two and have a good time, have a great time. So yeah.
Well, I certainly had a good time when I was just there last week on Tuesday, and it is an incredible vibe there.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for making me feel welcome. And in the last week I was there, Gil Sotu was the host.
Yes. And he's award-winning playwright. He's absolutely brilliant, poet as well. Kendrick Dow, also Lyrical Groove. He's an amazing poet, award-winning. We've had we've had a couple of guys come through, and girls actually. Ashley Nicole, she's an author. Wonderful, yeah. So we have some good times and try to bring either LA or also some Florida, some New York talent has also come. So yeah, it's definitely a good seasoning of talent.
I don't know where you get the time to do all this, because this is every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
You're in there till 2 o'clock in the morning. And on top of that, you're doing stage acting. You're performing in plays, and you're darting back and forth to LA, doing acting classes as well as auditioning for pieces. You're really doing it these days.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you have to do, I guess. As the motivational speaker Les Brown says, if you're not continuing your education or trying to go forward or trying to progress yourself, there's a problem, so yeah, continuously going to acting classes, going back and forth to LA, and jumping in that scene, which is a different scene as well. And here, being in the theater scene here, and then Neo Soul Tuesdays and doing that, it's the opportunity to continue being and progressing and being involved in the arts, and that's what I love. I love the arts.
I see. And so you've been in San Diego for a minute, but you're originally from New York.
Yes.
Specifically
Brooklyn.
Specifically Brooklyn.
Yeah.
My goodness. And so that's when your love for acting started?
Yeah. So I started acting as a child. I went to Bible Way Learning Center, which was a parochial school in Brooklyn, New York. And every month there was a play put on by Sister Rogers, Melody Rogers. And she wrote these plays and she had us acting in them. So from pre-K, literally all the way up until 5th grade, I was in a play maybe every month. And then I came out of there, went to IS 285, Mile 11, and I auditioned and got the play background for the play My Fair Lady in 6th grade, and then went to Harbor Junior High School and had the opportunity, which was a performing arts high school, and wasn't really on the play side of things. I was more so on the musical side of things. Yeah, just always being submerged in the arts has always been my, yeah.
Well, I would say, I mean, you're the child of a rather famous musician,
Yeah.
Wally Gator Watson.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about this amazing artist.
My father played drums. He started, I think, at the age of 5 years old. There's a picture of him holding some drumsticks.
Wow.
Because my grandfather also played drums. He played for the likes of Dinah Washington and stuff like that, Wesley Landers. And so my father, Wally Gator, he also continued playing as well. And so he started playing with Wilson Pickett in the film Soul to Soul. He's playing with Wilson Pickett, and Santana's on it. Ike and Tina Turner, when it was Ike and Tina Turner, is on it. And so he progressed, and he did the Broadway scene and circuit with Your Arms Too Short, To Box with God, Dreamgirls, where Jennifer Holliday was on it. What The Wiz with Bob Fosse's Dancing. Yeah, my father, he played a lot, and then he came out and started the big band circuit with Lionel Hampton. He was Lionel Hampton's last living drummer when Lionel Hampton was alive. Count Basie Orchestra, Duke Ellington Orchestra. Yeah, and so my father, yeah, that was his thing. He played.
Wow. So performance it's literally in your blood.
It is. It is from a child. It has, my mother always pushed that. My father didn't push it on me too much because my grandfather pushed it on him, and he didn't want to do the same. But actually, my mother bought me a drum set for $7 at the Salvation Army. And I started playing in church. And then my father came to the church just because I think my mother was putting pressure on him. Hey, come and hear the boy, come and hear the boy. So my father finally shows up, and he's like, the boy could play. And so that is really the progression from youth, being in acting and music and just being in entertainment completely.
So you took a detour through Juilliard School, right?
I did. I don't want to call it the pig farm, if you will, but it's usually you go through LaGuardia High School, which is the high school which Fame was filmed about. And so you go through LaGuardia, and then I was also in the music advancement program at Juilliard, the Juilliard School. So I had the opportunity to, as well as growing up in the church, of course, I was trained in gospel and in jazz with my father, but also to be classically trained with attending LaGuardia and Juilliard as well. So yeah.
All right, brother. You got, this is like some authentic skills. No, it's beautiful because it's. I mean, do you think there's in some ways that the music side of you kind of informs the acting side in any way?
Yes, definitely. I believe the arts and its creative form is full circle. And as many parts that you have that can make that circle complete makes you the better artist. Not saying that you have to have all those pieces, but to have some knowledge of all of the pieces makes you a better artist. Like I think like a great human, the more things you know, you become a better human. And so as an artist, having the stylist side of things, or having the acting side of things, or having the musical side of things, it allows me to be a better actor, I believe, to understand scoring, to understand the rise and the highs of music, and then the lows, and being able to ride it as well. And just beats, like we call in acting certain feels or motivations, beats, and that's like music in itself. You count beats.
All right.
It's the same drug. Man,
and so you have a long list of credits for theater in San Diego, but let's see, the last time, your last piece that you did in San Diego was cardboard piano,
Cardboard
right?
piano, yes.
At the Diversionary Theater,
Yes.
which I had a chance to attend. And in that particular piece, you actually had to develop and learn an African accent.
Yeah, Ugandan.
Ugandan accent,
Ugandan,
specifically.
Yes, it was difficult. I will raise my hand and be completely honest.
Right.
I did not know learning an accent was so difficult, especially. And we had a dialect coach come in, and we had about a month just learning how to speak this dialect of an African dialect, and I thought like an African accent is an African accent, which is not the case. As it was explained, like just as you are an American, we have Southern, we have Midwest, we have New York, we have more New York, we have California, you know, so there's different dialects in the sense of just speaking English here in America, and it's the same way with Africa. And so having the opportunity to do the Ugandan dialect was challenging, but fun, very fun to accomplish it.
One thing that impressed me about your performance in that piece is because you played two characters, but this was two contrasted characters, because you're playing a priest and you're playing this aggressive soldier, warrior individual, you know, and how are you managing that? What was that like? You're going from one character that's extreme opposites.
A little bipolar, I don't know. It really was just two separate roles. That's how I took it on. It being two separate roles and being this vicious, cruel individual in the first half of the show, and then being this priest, you know what I mean, and delivering it as a preacher in the second. And I took it on as just being completely two different people. How is it to be vicious as a warrior, as a soldier, calloused on the inside, and then as I grew up in church, so to understand what a preacher is, that giving, that loving, that the emotions in delivering a sermon, which the second act opens up with. Right. And that's how I attack that. So.
No, it's really good, and then the accent, you know. From my eyes, it was quite convincing.
Well, thank you.
And so, what would be? So that was the last play you performed in. What would be, out of all the plays you've done in San Diego, what would be the favorite? Your favorite? My favorite.
I definitely enjoyed Susan Laurie Parks' Father Comes Home from the Wars, parts 1, 2, and 3. Very challenging role. Just from being a black man and having to place myself in the dynamic of being a slave.
Right.
And literally having to live in that every single night. The play in itself is about 2 hours and 15 minutes. And to be called these things, to be, just to feel differently. It was definitely one of the harder roles I've had to internalize. Me personally, I like to internalize and live in it, become it. And yeah, it was an interesting role.
I could imagine, because I mean, I saw that play as well, and sitting in the audience, some of the things that were being said on the stage, you could see the reaction from the audience members. I mean, it was really heavy.
Yeah, it definitely carried its weight. Even with him, the colonel, which was the slave master, the character that I played, Ulysses, he mouths off to him, and so he comes over and he hits him with a whip. It just hits him across the face with a whip. And to internalize, just like, you know, if your dog or your child, you know, just being chastised for being them, for saying what they say, for, you know, and you're a grown person, an adult, with another adult that just strikes you just because, and you can't do a single thing about it. Just internalizing that's how it was. That's what it was during that time period of American history.
Right.
And Susan Laurie Parks captured that and allowed me as an actor to live through it and experience it.
Wow, that's not the play to be performing in and listening to Public Enemy on the way to the theater.
Or you need to listen to Public Enemy.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah. Or you
just fortify yourself. Yes, no,
No, but it was really quite an amazing performance. And you guys were nominated for San Diego Critics Circle Craig Noel Awards, right?
We won, I believe, 2 awards for the best play. Don't quote me on this. Right. No, I don't know, but we won 2 awards. Let me just that's a safe phrase.
Right.
But yes, we won 2 awards, and it was a phenomenal just process from beginning to end. Yes.
No, it was beautiful. It's really quite a beautiful piece, and so, Comic-Con just ended, and so you did some film work or TV work for part of Comic-Con.
They did an activation actually of the show The Good Place, NBC's The Good Place. Mm-hmm. So they hired 13 actors between the majority of us out of LA, and they basically recreated the entire set and city of The Good Place. Had the opportunity to see some of the actors that were also in that show as well. And it was definitely a production. They had technology in which you could scan the bands. Each actor had a phone and you would scan the band to learn information that the person coming through had uploaded and onto the internet. It was an experience. The most interesting experience about this was that it was a 13-minute show with a 2-minute reset period, and then we did it again. So it was 13 minutes, 2 minutes reset, do it again. And we did this from 9 in the morning to 5 in the evening. So it was physically challenging as well as mentally challenging, but an awesome experience all in all, through and through.
So I can't sit up here and pretend like we've never worked together before. You actually performed in my first short film.
Yes.
Conversation with Change.
Yes.
But that was you pulled something off special because you had to play like a 70-year-old man.
Yes.
Which I've seen you perform as a 70-year-old man on the stage before.
Best goodbye. I had the opportunity to do that. Interesting story with that. The actor who was supposed to be initially, because they casted an older gentleman to play this 70-year-old, he got another role or something happened. I don't know exactly what, but I'm telling the director, I'm telling everybody, producer, hey, let me do it. I can do it. Hey, I can do it. Give me a chance. And so. In one rehearsal, they finally let me read it, and I nothing we can do as if we really tried. And I got the opportunity to play that role, which you saw, which gave me the opportunity to play it in your film. Yes.
Oh yeah, so you got some serious range there, brother. So coming up, you're still, you're on the grind, you're on the acting grind, you're still training and going back and forth, and you're just gonna keep going at it until it do what it do.
It only takes one shot for it to pop,
right.
And then it takes another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and I'll rest when I'm dead.
Yeah, I hear it, but I tell you what, I admire your stick-to-itness, and I mean, it's like you put your foot down and it's like, okay, I'm gonna start taking this thing very seriously, and you're putting everything into it. I see you're putting your heart and your soul into it, and it's a beautiful thing, man.
Thank you. It's a passion, and a lot of people say they want, but they are not doing the things to get. And my mother and father definitely placed that in me. If you want it, bust your behind to get it, or don't cry about not having it.
Right, right. Wow. And so while you're still doing the acting auditions and all that, so you're still leaving yourself available for theater here in San Diego?
Yes, definitely. Theater is my passion. There is no edit, there is no cut, there is no take two.
Right.
What you do at that moment is all you got. And so I love theater. I have a deep passion for theater in itself. Now doing TV, commercial, and film as well is also a passion. So now just pursuing that path as well and doing both simultaneously is
do you sense like you have like maybe a more strengthened core as an actor when when you put yourself in front of the camera? Do you sense that there's because of the theater maybe?
Yes.
That there's kind of a reinforced core as an actor, perhaps.
Definitely. Theater gives you the roots of an actor, I personally believe. It all starts on stage. There is no second chance. There's no redo. There's no cut, as I was saying. Like you have to give it your all, and you have one chance to do it, kind of like life. And theater affords you as an actor to become that type of actor, to understand that. And then when you have the luxury now of having a lens and an editor and a film crew to say, okay, we're going to do it again this way. Okay, we're going to do it this with this motivation and this idea. It gives you, it's a luxury. I call it a luxury.
Right.
Whereas on stage, you only got one shot. And then, you know, tomorrow night, hopefully, or the matinee, you know, tomorrow.
Yeah, you got to bring that extra bag of courage with you.
Right, exactly. Like, oh, I don't know, I shouldn't have done it that way. Tomorrow I'm gonna do it. And then sometimes you don't have tomorrow.
Right.
And so you're just stuck like, man, I wish I would have delivered that better or differently or stronger. But yeah, theater definitely gives you the core, the core strength of being able to deliver what you need to deliver, I think, in my opinion.
Wow. Well, you're a talented actor, brother. You're a warrior on the stage. You're a warrior in life. I'm happy to know you, and I'd love to be able to call you my friend. I appreciate you coming by Theater Corner, brother. You're rocking it, and I'm excited about seeing what you do next and into the future, brother.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Wrekless Watson. Okay, from NYC. Very good. Thank you very much, brother. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in to another episode of Theater Corner, and we'll see you next time.